Women's MMA is ruining the sport. Big Booty Barber, or should I say Big Titty Barber, after getting some new ones on her chest, pulled out seconds before walking out, supposedly went backstage, had a seizure, and they had to cancel the fight. I hope she's okay. But I feel bad for Erin Blanchfield, who literally was ready to fight and ready to beat Macy Barber, even though I wanted Macy Barber to win because she's my baby girl. But not only that, disaster happened. We also have next week, we have the co-main event in Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. That might be one of the worst co-main events this year in a pay-per-view, in a really sorry pay-per-view. Like, there's only women's MMA. Let's just start off with women's MMA before we get onto the other stuff like the matchmaking. The UFC really just doesn't care anymore. But women's MMA is garbage. It's god awful. You have the UFC pushing Valentina Shevchenko because she was there in the crowd tonight. And I'm just there like, bro, nobody wants to see Valentina Shevchenko. Like, her fight against Manafort was boring. It was garbage. Like, all she does is literally... And it's god awful to watch Valentina Shevchenko. It's horrible. The only person I rather would watch is either Zhang Weili, because she's good, or Tracy Cortez, Aylin Perez, Mackenzie Dern. You guys know what I mean, and you guys know why I'm saying that. And Macy Barber, but she couldn't fight tonight. But you guys know what I'm saying. Us men, us gooners, some of us gooners, I'm a gooner, come to watch MMA, WMMA, because either the chicks are fine or Zhang Weili is gonna kick some ass. That is it. That is it. WMMA is so garbage. They need to stop putting women's MMA as a headliner. That is ruining the sport. Like if the sport isn't already dying because the matchmaking and Dana White just doesn't care about the UFC anymore. But the fact that you keep putting WMMA as a main event. Come on, brother. What are you doing? Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison we know is going to be god-awful. I want the female Brock Lesnar to win. Let's be honest. We want her to win because Juliana Pena is probably one of the worst champs of all time, and she's just so annoying and she's not likable. Some people like her. I just don't. She's just god-awful. But look at the champs that we have. Besides Zhang Weili, who only fights once a year. I hope she fought. Like, she should be on the China card that's coming up, and she's not. But look what's going on with the UFC. It's so god-awful when it comes to WMMA. Like, stop putting these chicks co-main or headlining an event when you know it's not watchable. It's just not watchable. We had 3 MMA fights in tonight's card. Alice Adderley, another big booty chick, she went out there and did her thing. Alright, she went out there and she looked like the female Max Holloway, chucking up 160 strikes or whatever. She did her thing. Ketlin Vieira kept Macy Chassion on the ground in a slumper fest. You could have put your kids to sleep in that fight. And then the main event doesn't even happen because Macy Barber, after having a breast implant surgery, just couldn't make weight. And she looked horrible. And yes, she's had horrible medical history in the past year. I feel bad for her. I hope she's okay. I actually like Macy Barber as a person, not just because of her looks. But it's just so bad what WMMA has come to. It's just so bad. Like, especially in the UFC. Like, the only people we're watching is the ones that keep us aroused, or the Chinese chick that fights once a year. We need help. Like, I don't even think Amanda Nunes coming back for the winner of Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison would help WMMA. Like, it's just bad. It's just bad. And now let's get to the matchmaking part, because it just doesn't sit right with me what the UFC is happening. First of all, breaking news. The Guadalajara card that we were supposed to have at 320 is moved to Texas and is now a fight night. Meaning that we might have just got saved from Yair Rodriguez fluking a head kick against Alexander Volkanovski. Hopefully. It's a fight night card. I'm pretty sure they're not going to put that card. Hopefully what's going to headline that main event is the beef that started it all. Yair Rodriguez versus Diego Lopez. That should have been the fight to headline Guadalajara, and I hope the UFC does that, because that's going to be a sick card for Texas. It's going to be a sick card for Noche UFC. But the UFC just doesn't care anymore. Look at the matchmaking that we just had this last week. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGee. We couldn't just tell Petr Yan, like, hey, let's just wait until October till we get the Umar fight. Like, come on. What are we doing? Yes, it's not a bad fight, but it's not the fight that us fans want. We do not want number 15, 34, 35-year-old, whatever how old he is, Marcus McGee, fighting up against Petr Yan. Like, Petr Yan's fighting down in the rankings. What are we doing? Like, we couldn't just put him against Rob Font. We couldn't just find an opponent that was in the top 5. We had to just go to the bottom of the barrel. Like, Marcus McGee's last one was against Jonathan Martinez, and he has yet fought this year. What are we doing? And then on top of that, we have Gabriel Bonfim against Wonder Boy. The Bonfim brothers are the most boringest brothers in the UFC, like right now, let's be honest. And you're gonna give Bonfim a name like Wonder Boy to get himself up in the rankings, when we could have matched Wonder Boy with somebody else, anybody else. Dude, it's Wonder Boy. We want to see Wonder Boy win, not be a stepping stone for a prospect who's not even exciting. I don't know what's up with the UFC lately, man, but it's just awful. It's just, they're destroying the promotion. Like, we're like this month and next month probably, until we get to the Buckley versus Usman card, like, that's probably the card that's gonna save us, gonna give us some life, because that card is actually good. But right now, like, this month of May and the beginning of June, this Great Depression is just horrible, man. It's just, we've not had good cards. JDM versus Bilal Muhammad, UFC 315, that was a pretty decent card. After that, brother, we've just had garbage after garbage after garbage. Like, Burns versus Morales. What are we doing? That was so bad. Burns got finished in like seconds. Barber versus Blanchfield didn't happen. We're going into Newark, New Jersey 316 with a pay-per-view that's not even worth paying for. Like, I just don't get it anymore. The UFC is just, they just don't care. Let's be honest, they don't care. Dana White does not give not 1, not 2, not 3 shits anymore. He just doesn't care anymore. And it's exactly why Azalik, whatever his name is, told Dana White, brother, you're not promoting Canelo versus Crawford, because look at the crap that they're putting out for us to watch, bro. It's not watchable anymore, man. And I'm sick and tired of it. I literally was fighting with somebody on my TikTok. Go follow my TikTok, by the way, JNAPS MMA. The guy was saying that that Blanchfield versus Barber was gonna be a good card. I'm here like, bro, stop acting like a hardcore. This card is gonna be trash, and it ended up being the worst card in UFC history, probably. We didn't even get a main event. Gamrot destroyed Klein the way he would destroy anybody, just grappling with them, and Klein had nothing for him. We only had 3 finishes on the card. Congrats to the Monkey King. But dude, the UFC's just putting out a product and they do not care. They know we're going to watch and they do not care what the results are. And it sucks. The UFC continues to die and is continued to just go through this really bad depression, this horrible year that was so promising, so many good fights we were supposed to have. Dude, we're wasting Tom Aspinall's prime because the UFC does not want to strip John Jones. What are we doing? Strip the man. There's literally a petition going on that has over 150 something, I don't care, signings to strip the dude. Aspinall's prime is gone. We're losing it. He hasn't fought in years. He's defending an interim title. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm WMMA. Like and subscribe, and I'm out.